Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this Friday morning. We're having a great week with the family here. We've done all kind of exciting things. Sometimes we have to put in like that. Yesterday we had the sort of a replay, but I noticed all the TV shows are having a lot of replays, so every now and then we'll do that too. But we're doing good other than that. We're doing all kind of stuff coming up next week, and we're about to get back to Studio A within the next week or two. But I'm telling you, I sort of like Studio B. It's a little tougher for Jeff to get up and come over here to Studio B, but we're gonna still keep Studio B active. It's gonna be on the active list, not the inactive list, the active list. Let's get started with our weather. High today, 81, low 73. Water temperature is about 78 degrees, so that's good. The river readings brought to us by Mountain Dew. Take it outside and do. Okay, that Plasko Bluntstown 8.7, got a little bit of a drop to it. And the Choctaw at Caryville of 5.8, and it's got a little bit of drop. And I was showing Mason's little friend Isaac this about the river readings. He was asking about the show, and he's from that Brentwood, Nashville area, and he didn't understand the importance of the river readings. I explained it to him. A lot of people don't understand why we do river readings every day. I got a call from Ben Steele Thursday when I didn't do the river readings. He called me up, wanted to know what the river was doing because they were going down there. So we're going to bring it to you most mornings. All right. The tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. We're right here at a low tide at 2:30 this morning and a high tide it's going to come in. It's going to be high at 2:28 this afternoon. So really, I hate to say it, but in the middle of the day from about 8 to 12 is going to be some excellent fishing. Now, you know how I don't like to fish in the middle of the day, but I think we're going as soon as the show is over. Okay, the marine forecast will be a south-southwest at about 9 to 10, coming a little bit of southeast coming in later on in the evening. Okay, let's take our break and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back, folks. Glad you're with us on Friday morning. Hope you're planning a big weekend to get some things done and have a good time and all. I got all kind of pictures. Okay, let's start with this one. This is Harris Marshall with his dad, Scott Marshall, and what a nice mahi. That's what you call a big bull mahi. Good job, Harris. Okay, move on down. Okay, my wife wanted a screened-in patio. I love home improvement shows. Now look at that. That's almost funny. I could see that happening to some of my redneck friends that I grew up with. Ned Maxwell, fishing down in St. George Island. He had a productive morning. He got a blue runner, okay. He got a pompano and a baby hammerhead, and plus some catfish. Ned drives down from Chattahoochee to St. George Island on a regular basis. He loves fishing there. Tracy Neighbors sent a group of pictures. Here's what she's saying. A few pictures of my husband, Rayford, his sister, Jennifer, and her sons, Jackson and Reese Newton, out catching some brim and one catfish that Reese was so proud of. So you see a series of pictures here. They're always enjoying the outdoors. And that's what we do in the Florida Panhandle. Always enjoy the outdoors. Good job. Thank you, Tracy, for sending those. You can see some nice brim caught there in the family outing. Okay. All right. This is y'all on the left, my grandson Mason. He brought his friend down here, Isaac Stone, and we were at the Cape the other morning and caught a couple of pompano. This was Isaac's first one he ever caught. So they were, I kidded them about the shirts they have on, but they got up early. They love to fish. Those boys love to fish. And here's just a couple of shots of us on the beach. And Ashley came walking down, and she caught a catfish. First thing she caught was a catfish. We had a good time with them. Okay, Joyce Weeks sent this in. They had, my good friend Andy, her late husband Andy Weeks, and they put together a memorial wreath for him. And I was so impressed with the pictures and all. You can see here it is right here, Andy, in memory of Andy Kalen Weeks, June the 14th, 1966, July the 25th. We lost him all of a sudden, and he was just a fine, fine man, and what a great fishing friend he was. And they put this reef together, and you see some of the pictures. Really neat things you can do with these reefs and all. You can put your initials in them and carve in them, and then the plaque. So good job, Joyce Weeks. Okay, I got this. I just burned 3,000 calories. That's the last time I leave brownies in the oven while I take a nap. That's not the kind of burning we're going to do. We got this. This is a picture here. This is Mason fishing Holmes Creek. We got this video coming up the first part of next week. We had the best time. We were invited up there to fish off Holmes Creek with Stacy Hartzog and his wife Jolie, and we just had a wonderful time, and it was just a special trip. We got a great video coming up, and look at this guy. Walter took the video, so I got to fish. Now how about that? That was fun. And some other things we've been doing this week. We've been doing some kayaking out in the yard. Those boys getting ready. They had to use my shirts. The other shirts were dirty, so they pulled my shirts. They wondered if I had any fishing shirts. I said, I don't have about 33. So they put in the kayak. So I got a great story about this trip right here, this other afternoon. But it's just, goodness gracious, we had a good time. So anyway, now I got some other pictures. I'm gonna get these off my phone. Sledge, Lawrence, the Sledge boys, Nathaniel and Lawrence Sledge have been friends of mine for a long time. And we got it, we lost Lawrence, and we got Lawrence, we lost Nathaniel. And here's some brim pictures Lawrence sent. And these were called, I'm just gonna show you a group of pictures. I'm gonna tell you what they called them. They called them in Lake Wimico. And what a great time they had. And this is not one trip, this is different trips. You can see different dates on them, but most of them in the month of May. And now he goes with his buddy Jerry, and Jerry and Sledge, they're strong. They'll fish, and when they go fishing, they'll fish a lot, and they'll fish most of the day. I mean, a lot of folks just go for a couple of hours, and I've got to where I just do that most of the time. But this is the fine fish. We'll tell you about how the month of May, April and May, is just spectacular in the river system. Now, I've shown you pictures and pictures of some catches like this. So I was just real pleased to thank you for sending those, Lawrence Sledge. All right, let's take our break, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. And a lot of folks asking about red snapper season. Now, remember, it opens June the 1st for hire, for the captains of the charter boats and all. It'll be June the 1st. So you know when that is. That's next week. Now, for the recreational fishermen, it's June the 11th. So it's a little, I got it written down here. There's a lot of people are getting confused and all. And they hear, it's open up June the 1st. No, it's open up June the 11th. So that's the difference. For hire is June the 1st. And the recreational is June the 11th. Keep that in mind. Also, I wrote down the Tyndall. I get called, y'all. I get a lot of calls, and I try to get all the best information I can. And sometimes it's conflicting because I'll have one viewer call me and say I'm doing this and doing that, and another viewer say, well, I couldn't get in there. And for instance, it was Crooked Island Sound on Tyndall property. One of the viewers sent pictures. He caught some nice fish around that area. And then another viewer said, it was closed. So I tried to check on it, and it was open Memorial Day weekend. But I think the Tyndall recreational facilities are closed to the public as far as I can discern. And I think if you already have your recreational pass, you can go ahead and go into some areas. But I don't think they're issuing any more recreational passes. This is like coming down from the federal area. So it's not local or state on this. So I would just, call out there on a regular basis and see. But as far as I understand, the Tyndall, the Crooked Island area, Davis Beach and all, is closed as far as I know. Now, it may change tomorrow, okay? But just stay on top of it. Also, showing you the pictures earlier of the boys in the kayak. That was my grandson Mason and his friend Isaac Stone. And those boys love to fish, and they really do. We fished a lot this week. It's been a wonderful time with them. Well, they wanted to go in a kayak yesterday afternoon, after lunch, and I tell them where to go and all. And they loaded up. I gave them the fishing rods, and they just started paddling and started going down. Well, I went to check on them because, you know, I always stay longer. But they're going down, I'm between the Deer Point Dam and the Lynn Haven Bridge, so they went toward the Lynn Haven Bridge, and we were able to find them. Walter had them on his little dot. He said, "Oh, they're in the middle of the bay." I said, "Well, that'd be okay." And they, you know, had a life jackets and all. But anyway, they came pedaling back. When I say pedaling back on the kayak and out of breath, they'd come from the bridge all the way to my house full speed, and they were so upset. Isaac had lost my rod had fallen into the water on the shallow water side in the Lynn Haven Bridge. And he was really upset. I said, "Don't worry about it." He said, "We spent they got in the water and tried to get down. It was about 6 feet deep, and they couldn't quite, they drug the feet and everything." I said, don't do that, too many oyster shells. But they'd been trying. They said, they would come back to see what we could do. I said, "I got a treble hook, so let's say I got a big treble hook." I had it, and I was going to say, "We'll toss it out there and see if we can put it in." He said, "We'll talk to a guy who was fishing. We told him to, you know, to be, if he found it and all, you know, to be on the lookout." Well, they were really upset. And so we jumped in the truck and run down to the bridge, crossed the bridge, went to Lynn Haven Park, and got out. And I just, well, you know, was hoping they was going to have a good inning. And they got it. They ran ahead of me, and we're under the bridge. And sure enough, we saw the rod and reel laying on the sand. The guy that was fishing there had actually hooked it and pulled it out of the water. And they just like, the weight of the world off their shoulders. So they thanked him profusely, and I thanked them too, because then we talked about how, you know, that's what good people too will do. So they were, you know, I said some people would have kept and put it in the truck, but he knew those boys were out there fishing. I didn't get his name and all, but it's just great, you know, talking about do something good for someone every day. And this guy did it for these boys here, and they were really, really proud of it. Also, let me go ahead and speak about this on talking about the pandemic and all. We're getting ready to get back in the studios next week or two. But you know, at the same time, I'm going to say how I feel about it. I know you got extremes on both sides. Some people don't want you to leave the front door, and then some people say, you know, it's nothing. So, and I'm somewhere in between. I still don't think we're out of the woods yet, and I'm going to be careful, especially. At my age, probably if I was in my 20-something, I'd be doing like a lot of these 20-somethings are doing, but I'm not. Just this week on Memorial Day, I got a call on Memorial Day, a text from Billy Grantham, and people started talking about, "I don't know anybody's got it. I don't know anybody's got it." Well, there are people that have it, and Billy Grantham texted on Memorial Day on Monday that his mother had tested positive, and about an hour later, I got a call from Scott Lindsay. Scott Lindsay's sister up in Elba had tested positive, and I thought it was back to back of two people I know well, and y'all know well from Panhandle Outdoors, and they had a relative. So, you know, be careful with it, and I've always, you know how I feel about research, and I've always believed a lot of research. I haven't believed all the research I've seen, but I have a tendency, I'm gonna take the word of a lot of medical research from medical doctors over the word of the boy who smoked in the back of the bus on the way to school or whatever. So you understand where I'm coming from. Yeah, I feel strong about it. We're gonna stay safe, and we're gonna keep our distance, and Gail and I, we're picking up groceries, and that's been a lot of fun, picking up groceries, and it's you don't spend as much money as you do walking through. Okay, I was talking about some things to do, some cool things to do. I started scribbling some stuff down the rest of the summer. On the fishing part, our Panhandle is just so unique. And on the fishing part, you've got the rivers, you got the creeks, you got the ponds and the lakes, and then you got surf fishing, and then you got bridge fishing, okay, and then you got inshore fishing, and then you got offshore fishing, and then you got nearshore fishing. All that can be done within, you know, right in the Panhandle. And I was thinking this week we've done surf fishing, we've done creek fishing, we've done bay fishing just in 1 week, and it's just been so much fun. But I've been talking to a lot of people, and so many people have such a deep appreciation of this. Excuse me, and I go along with them. So I said, not just fishing though. Look at the places you can start camping out of state parks. Some of them are opening up, but the camping has been. I haven't seen a lot of camping, but you can go camping if you have some leased property or some of your own property and all. Go ahead. I know a lot of people have been going out camping and everything, but like I say, state parks. Hiking. I tried to find out about Torreo State Park on hiking. they have opened the state park, so I think they're open, and we're going to. I may call them today and I'll make sure, but that's just some great hiking. You got social distancing, you got great exercise, and that's always. And then Three Rivers, they're opening up on a limited basis. So keep the state parks in mind as they open back up. And I know we talked about the state park pier here in Panama City at the beach out there. That's open too. So keep all those in mind. All right, let's get ready for our drawing, our Friday drawing. And first one we're going to draw. Last week I said this wrong. I said this is a $20 gift certificate to Los Antitos. I was wrong. It's $25. $25. That'll go a long way for one person, especially. But you can order those meals, one meal for two. That's where Gal and I do a lot. All right, the Los Antitos $25 gift certificate right here in St. Andrew. And the winner, Edward Turner from Panama City. So Edward, email me your address or text me your address, and we'll mail it to you. Okay, and now let's go to Tarpon Dock Seafood. And the winner there, remember they're open now on Sunday from 1 to 5. This is a $20 gift certificate. That's where I got that from. All the way from Fountain is Carson Hathaway. Okay, you're right here. The Hathaway family up there from Fountain. And the winner of the Big Red Snapper, all right, is going to be from Santa Rosa Beach, Mark Condon. Panama City, Fountain, and Santa Rosa Beach. Okay, and we those pompano that we call, talking about good fresh seafood. Here we went pompano fishing. I think it was Tuesday. Caught them in the morning and cooked them that afternoon on the grill. It was delicious. Brim fishing, we caught some brim Thursday morning and fried them up at lunch. And I was thinking, these young boys and the family seeing these kind of things, and this is the way you do it. You freeze those grouper and all because you got so many. But if you catch those brim and catfish and everything, then go ahead and cook them then. Let's take a break. Come back with our famous Friday fishing report. Welcome back, folks. There's special times on Panhandle Outdoors. You just have to interrupt the schedule and just go with the flow. And this special occasion, I was just talking about how Wendy and her family have been down here all week. They come in a couple of different cars. Well, I wish I could just stay, for weeks and months and years, but Whitney is headed back. I got a surprise.
Hi, everyone. Hey, Daddy.
She swung by Studio B. They're getting ready to leave. She and Walter are leaving, and she wanted to give me one last hug.
Yep, I had to stop by and say I love him. Oh, sorry.
Okay. You got to get low. Okay. We got her in it now? Okay. So y'all headed back?
Yeah, we're headed back right now. I'm going to go get my hair cut. I have blue hair right now, no makeup on, but I wanted to say hey to the viewers. I miss y'all. I love y'all. The more I come back here and see people, the more I hear them talk about the show and how they watched me grow up, Ashley grow up, Mason grow up, and it makes me appreciate y'all so much more just because it gave me an opportunity to just grow up and do amazing things in front of a lot of people. It was awesome. So I appreciate y'all. I wish I could be down here more to be on the show more.
Well,
but I loved it.
We all do. I know they ask about you all the time, the viewers do. And what you can do, though, you can maybe do some things up in Tennessee and send us some videos every now and then up there and all. Mm-hmm. I know you're busy and all, but you'll have a safe trip back.
I will.
And I'm very sweet of you to pop in. She was waiting at the door to the commercial break.
I was waiting for the commercial break. I was listening for about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Right. Well, I love you. Thank you.
Okay, baby.
I'll see you soon.
Okay.
4th of July.
Okay.
All right.
See you then. All right. It's always a sad moment, but at least I'm on air, so y'all can share it with me. But it was sweet of her to come by, and we've had a great week. So anyway, we're gonna do the famous Friday fishing forecast report. We got okay, real quick. The black drum are biting really good off the bridges. Got some good reports there. The whole week, I wrote down the whole week has been good. It's the freshwater and saltwater. So we got that coming in. Crab, this is a great time to go crabbing. Remember, crab is a 10-gallon limit. Okay, 10 gallon per person. And remember, you have to let, by law now, it used to be just an ethical thing to do. By law, you have to let the eggs, if they're females, let them go. And that shouldn't even be a law, but most people know that on the eggs. And and you got to do it. Another thing too, if you do it in a trap, I wrote this down. If you do the traps, you're limited to 5 traps, and you got to check them during daylight. You can't go around at night checking crab traps, and you know the reason for that. Don't have to go into it. Also, on the fishing report, I was talking about, what did I write it down here? The not just the bridge fishing. You saw the surf fishing has been good. You saw the freshwater has been good. We got the full moon coming up in about, we'll talk about it Monday, but we've got all kind of things coming up. The brim bite, I just can't tell you how much. You got basically crickets and worms, and you can be a Holmes Creek, Teloja Creek, all these Panhandle creeks are the same. And I just want to encourage you to do it. It's so simple and easy to do. Make sure make sure you got permission to fish that area, but there are a lot of places around bridges where the creek's coming in, and a lot of folks got there open to the public. So take advantage of the creek fishing. It's really good this time of year. The mayfly hatch, they're on about the 3rd hatching now, down on the Apalachicola River system. The feeder creeks, the redfish has been good this week. The trout has been good. The people that's gone, I've got some good reports from them. The captains they're making a living off really using a lot of live bait. That's what they do, but they'll pick out the bait. Sometimes these captains now, they're not going to go out there just cause you go early. They're going to go catch a live bait in the area, and they're going to fish with a live bait, and that should tell us something. Sand fleas. We're down at the Cape, and Ashley and some of them really caught some sand fleas. And let me give you a tip on catching sand fleas. It's hard to catch them in the middle of the day, when the sun's out. The best time to go catch sand fleas, and we used to do this a whole bunch, is to catch them late in the afternoon. And you can see that as the sun is setting, you can really see them a lot better. And that's one of the best tips I can give you. So catch them and put them and save them for the next morning and fish with them the next morning, and they'll stay alive with a little bit of sand and all. Going to wrap it up. We had a good week. We had a great week with the family doing some outdoor stuff, and we got some good video coming, some good fresh video coming in next week. So y'all enjoy the weekend. Text me. If I don't answer, I've got a lot. I'll get to you eventually, I promise. Have a great weekend and do something good for your fellow man. Enjoy the outdoors, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.